Hello and welcome to Lyra Nara, dear viewers. As you know, on this channel we try to help you out to remain healthy and deal with any type of health condition naturally and holistically. And even before these crazy times and the situation started, the #1 disease in the world was chronic pain. And in the US, therefore, we also have a very grave situation with prescription and over-the-counter painkillers, opiates, the opioid epidemic it has been called in the mainstream media. And it's really strange because, as you will see in this presentation, nature already has some awesome painkillers. And because we love and care about you, we thought we're gonna present to you some of the best ones. And of course, many of those painkillers that nature offers us that I'm gonna present to you are best when you combine them with each other. And if you want to know more about how to combine them, which ones to combine, which amounts, etc., please feel free to contact us. I'm going to post contact information in the description box below. We're going to give you completely independent and unsponsored advice. Before we do that though, as always, if you enjoy this type of content, please support our work by liking, sharing and subscribing. Also hit the little bell icon, the notification button, so you don't miss out on the weekly content that appears here. I would also very much appreciate if you would consider supporting us directly via our PayPal link that is in the description box below, or you can also become a Patreon and also gain access to some exclusive content. Your support keeps us going, so thank you very much for that. And without further ado, let's learn about nature's presence when it comes to the best natural painkillers and what they can do for you according to scientific research, of course. Why did we choose to talk about pain? Well, because you requested it. And it's no wonder that you did so. Chronic pain is the #1 cause of disability and disease burden globally. It was this before this whole crazy situation started, and it has not gotten any better. More than 1 in 5 adults in the US experience chronic pain, according to a statistic by the CDC from 2018. They also say that more than half, about 65% of adults aged 65 and older experience chronic pain in the US. And that's why we have an opioid crisis. From 1999 to 2017, as you can see in the graph here, in the bottom right, more than 399,000 people died from drug overdoses that involved prescription and illicit opioids, but mainly over-the-counter and prescription opioids, as you can see also from the graph. In 2017 alone, there were 70,237 recorded drug overdose deaths, and of those deaths, 47,600 involved an opioid. Currently, an estimated 130 people die every day in the United States from opioid-related drug overdoses. And the situation is getting worse and worse because if you are a follower of our channel, you know that this psychological conflicts, the fears that we have right now in these uncertain times about losing our jobs, about the future, they create chronic stress, and chronic stress results in chronic disease, and this includes, of course, a worsening of your pain condition. And if we look at how pain is created in the body, then we will understand very well why this is the case. Of course, we don't even have to touch upon the well-known serious side effects with the painkillers, with the opioids, whether they are prescription painkillers or over-the-counter ones. They are very well documented, and we all know about it. So when it comes to pain, it's a mechanism, no matter whether it's chronic or acute pain, the body works in the same way. It perceives the pain from damaged tissues or other injuries via the affected nerves, and the nerves then transmit messages up to the spine, to your central nervous system and your brain, the cerebrum. So everything comes together in the brain, and that's why this chronic stress in those internal emotional conflicts also affect this whole pain pathways. The central nervous system brings about a variety of neuronal responses then. One of these responses is the production of endorphins, which are a group of hormones secreted within the brain and your nervous system. There are endogenous opioid neuropeptides or peptides which activate then the body's opiate receptors, specifically the mu, the delta, and the kappa receptors that help reduce the perception of pain and bring about analgesic effects. So with all that in mind, instead of taking your painkillers that you get via prescriptions or over the counter and that have many well-known side effects, why don't we look at nature? Because nature knows best and has already a lot of great solutions for your pain condition, whether it is acute or chronic, as we will see. And stay until the end, because we will start with some more well-known ones and then move on to some more esoteric ones. And believe it or not, many of those natural painkillers you might already have in your kitchen and not even know about it. First one being ginger. Although it has been used in Asian medicine for over 2,500 years, this powerful healing plant and its benefits have only recently begun to be understood by Western medical practitioners. Controlled clinical studies have shown ginger is more effective than Dramamine for treating motion sickness, for example. It has been found to magnify the effects of metoclopramide, a common post-operative anti-nausea drug for increased relief of nausea and vomiting after surgery, and it even relieves nausea from the drug methoxsalen that is used in certain forms of chemotherapy. Ginger serves also as a powerful natural anti-inflammatory and improves blood circulation. One more recent study of patients with rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and muscular discomfort found out that taking powdered ginger relieved pain in over 75% of rheumatoid arthritis sufferers, and all patients with muscular discomfort benefited. Not one single patient reported an adverse side effect by the end of this 3-year study. It's also a great antiparasitic because the chemical zingibane found in the ginger dissolves many parasites and their eggs. And the ginger compound chagarol kills also cold viruses. One additional anti-inflammatory effect of ginger is its ability to offset platelet activator factor, or PAF, inflammation. This is related to allergies and asthmas caused by chemical changes in the body due to high-fat diets. And PAF combined with high cholesterol is associated also with an increased risk of heart attack. Ginger therefore provides heart protection by both inhibiting PAF activity and lowering triglyceride and LDL cholesterol levels. Next on the list of great natural painkillers that might already be in your kitchen is turmeric. Turmeric has recently gained popularity as a possible remedy for arthritis, osteoarthritis, Alzheimer's, as well as cardiovascular health. The turmeric root contains a large amount of curcumin, and curcumin is a biologically active phenol compound and is the chemical component in turmeric that delivers the health benefits. Curcumin acts as an antioxidant and shows also the potential to reduce inflammation. As an antioxidant, curcumin helps reduce the detrimental effects of free radicals, as a study found out in 2004. The use of turmeric for arthritis, osteoarthritis and other inflammation ailments has been also explored in many clinical trials. As an anti-inflammatory agent, curcumin has shown the ability to lower the levels of three proteins called COX-2, AP1 and NF-κB, which would normally cause swelling, pain and inflammation. And this anti-inflammatory activity is the likely reason that turmeric has shown compelling clinical results also with cardiovascular, diabetic and cancer patients. By the way, ginger, together with turmeric and holy basil, are known as a sort of trinity in Ayurvedic medicine, and all of them have anti-inflammatory properties. Next up are cloves. It is commonly used for its analgesic, so pain relieving, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, stimulatory, and antimicrobial as well as antioxidant properties. It also helps treat acne, provides a boost to the immune system, can treat indigestion, improves blood circulation and fights also respiratory problems. It also alleviates earaches and headaches, and it helps heal wounds, cuts, etc. It is also often employed for its blood purifying properties. And it can be helpful in alleviating inflammation, swelling, pain, discomfort, etc. in patients with arthritis. Clove oil contains a chemical called eugenol that helps to decrease pain and fight infections. In a study, it was observed that eugenol could effectively alleviate the symptoms of arthritis, and this was found to be due to antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of eugenol. Eugenol was also effective in reducing the migration of leukocytes to the joints, thus reducing inflammation and swelling. It also enhances the levels of anti-inflammatory cytokines like IL-10 while reducing the levels of inflammatory mediators. Another study published in Pharmacology also found similar results. Eugenol was capable indeed, also in this study, of reducing inflammation, joint swelling, etc. in the rat models of arthritis, and thus proved to be a very potent anti-rheumatic agent. This next one you certainly have in your kitchen, and that is garlic. Garlic has antioxidant as well as anti-inflammatory properties that may help with arthritis and other pain. It is also antimicrobial and a well-known immune system booster. A 1999 study published in the Soviet Archives of Internal Medicine found that a garlic preparation taken twice a day for 4 to 6 weeks can work just as well as conventional therapy for rheumatoid arthritis. Garlic may be helpful in managing arthritis pain or preventing arthritis due to its selenium content. One of the novel sulfur compounds found in garlic is called thiacremonone, and this compound helps inhibit inflammatory responses in your body, making it a potentially useful agent for treating inflammatory as well as arthritic diseases, according to J. O. Ban, who is the lead author of 2009 study published in Arthritis Research and Therapy. Garlic's antioxidant content also may help reduce inflammation and thus will help you with pain management. Antioxidant nutrients may also help reduce inflammatory symptoms associated with inflammatory joint disease, as noted by R.F. Grimble, author of a 1994 review published in New Horizons, which is the journal for the Society of Critical Care Medicine. Next is capsaicin. Capsaicin is a compound that is found in chili peppers. How does it work? Well, it binds to the sensory receptors of the body that perceive pain, and these receptors are known as nociceptors. When capsaicin binds to such a nociceptor, it activates the sensory receptor and triggers the sensory neurons to carry signals of pain to the spinal cord and the brain. And thus, initial contact with capsaicin leads to sensation of burning, pricking, or even itching. But when capsaicin is applied repeatedly or applied in very high concentrations, these nociceptors essentially become overwhelmed, and the neurons responsible for transmitting pain information are therefore depleted of their neurotransmitters. And this impedes the function of these sensory neurons in transmitting pain information, thus causing the compound to have the opposite effect of the sensory system. In other words, repeated exposure to capsaicin or exposure to very high concentrations of capsaicin can lead to reductions in pain sensations by temporarily inhibiting the function of the sensory neurons. It has been found to be great for post-surgical pain, various joint conditions including rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, joint pain associated with fibromyalgia, nerve pain associated with shingles, post-herpetic neuralgia, nerve pain associated with diabetes or diabetic peripheral neuropathy, back pain, particularly in the lower back, skin conditions such as psoriasis, as well as painful mouth sores that occur as the result of radiation or chemotherapy. Now we move on to some more esoteric or less known ones. First on the list is devil's claw. It's also known as grapple plant, and it is a perennial scrub plant in the sesame family that is native to the Kalahari Desert region of southwest Africa. The herb is appropriately named if you look at the picture on the right, since it bears fruit that emerge as dual claws or horns. It's great for treating numerous health conditions. Among them are liver problems and heartburn. It also has anti-inflammatory effects and can reduce pain from arthritis, headaches, and low back discomfort. The active ingredient in devil's claw is called harpagite. This chemical is an iridoid glycoside and is likely responsible for the plant's anti-inflammatory effects. Work in mouse cells shows that harpagites can reduce the production of inflammatory cytokines in macrophage cells. And these inflammatory cytokines include IL-6, IL-1 beta, and TNF-alpha. Macrophage cells are cells in our immune system that help our body identify trauma or tissue damage. Another line of research demonstrates how an extract of the devil's claw plant can prevent the inflammatory gene expression pathway by blocking a transcription factor called AP1. This activator protein would normally positively regulate inflammatory genes, specifically COX-2 and TNF-alpha. Therefore, by repressing AP1, you could shut down this pathway and reduce inflammation, as studies have found out. Multiple clinical studies suggest devil's claw effectiveness in response to pain-related health problems, as you can see here. And another one, a summary of published clinical data, also suggests that daily doses of devil's claw may be sufficient to alleviate pain in the lower back. Furthermore, trial results performed on adults suffering from acute or chronic non-specific back pain suggest daily use of devil's claw may be as effective as traditional pain medications such as NSAIDs. Devil's claw has also performed very well in clinical trials for osteoarthritis. Another one of nature's great painkillers is white willow bark. It's also often called nature's aspirin, and you will see why shortly. It has been used for centuries as a pain reliever, and the active ingredient in the medicine that is made from willow bark is called salicin. The salicin in willow bark converts then in your body to salicylic acid. This salicin inside willow bark works the same way as aspirin by reducing inflammation and pain as it enters your bloodstream. And because of the anti-inflammatory properties of willow bark, it may be especially effective in combating joint pain as well. The accompanying flavonoids and other plant particles might also be part of what makes willow bark so effective. When used on people with lower back pain, willow bark was found to be more effective than placebo in a recent herbal medicine review, and it can also be used to relieve menstrual cramps and bring down a fever. Another great natural painkiller that nature has in store for us is wild lettuce. As you can see in the picture on the right, when scratched, the plant secretes a milky white substance known as lactucarium. Lactucarium contains lactocin and lactocopicrine. Those are bitter substances that act on the central nervous system to produce pain-relieving as well as sedative effects. Lactucarium may deliver similar effects to opium, but with much fewer side effects. In fact, white lettuce is often referred to as opium lettuce due to its purported pain-relieving qualities. And doctors have been using white lettuce as a pain reliever and a treatment for conditions such as whooping cough for centuries. The first research that we can find on white lettuce dates as far back as 1815. Animal studies suggest that the compounds in white lettuce extract may have impressive pain-relieving properties. For example, a study in mice demonstrated that at doses of 7 and 13.5 milligrams per pound, which equates to about 15 and 30 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, lactocin and lactocopicrine, when combined, had comparable pain-relieving effects to 13 milligrams of ibuprofen. If you are from Hawaii or some other region in the South Pacific, you might be familiar with the next one, Kava. Kava is used traditionally in those regions as a calmative and a pain reliever for both children and adults. It is also used as a poison antidote and as a treatment for conditions such as bronchitis, as well as anxiety, tension, and restlessness. The muscle relaxation and analgesic properties, as well as the local anesthetic uses, together with the anti-anxiety and sleep inducement properties, have all been pharmacologically demonstrated. Its active ingredients are called kava-lactones, and they account for between 3 and 20% of the dry weight of the root of the plant. Studies suggest that those kava-lactones may have the following effects on your body. First, they reduce anxiety. A review of 11 studies concluded that kava extract is an effective treatment for anxiety. They also protect neurons from damage, reduce pain sensations, reduce the risk of cancer, though the evidence here is limited to mice only so far. It aids sleep and reduces stress as well. Some of you might have also heard about kratom. It's used traditionally in Southeast Asia for energy and to help ease aches and pains, as well as boost the energy and soothe stress. Kratom contains a potent blend of synergistic alkaloids that function in a way very similar to the body's natural endorphins. The two main alkaloids in kratom are called 7-hydroxymitragynine and mitragynine. They attach to the mu and delta opioid receptors in the brain and contribute to the plant's high therapeutic index, including its analgesic and sedative properties. Kratom is therefore very effective in treating all types of pain, whether it is mild, moderate, or severe, acute, or chronic, and whether an injury or inflammation cause it. There are different strains of kratom, and depending on which strain you take, you might have different effects. Both Borneo and Bali kratom strains are known for their analgesic properties or their pain relieving properties, and these strains have a higher proportion of this 7-hydroxymitragynine and mitragynine in their leaves, due to which patients are suffering from chronic pain, and that's why it's widely used by chronic pain patients. These kratom strains, however, are mildly sedating and have to be used therefore wisely by people who are only seeking the analgesic effects. Then we have Malaysian kratom strains. They tend to be very effective in pain management. It has a unique blend of alkaloids, and the green Malay kratom strain is particularly popular in this context. It provides perfect pain relieving effects and is less sedating compared to the Indo-kratom strains. The Mangda kratom is also one of the best strains of kratom for pain relief. It is considered more effective in medical conditions such as chronic back pain, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and cancer. With the next one, we go all the way back to the Egyptians. This beautiful flower is called the blue lotus. It's also known as the blue Egyptian lotus, the blue Egyptian water lily, the sacred blue lily, or the sacred narcotic lily of the Nile. And this plant has been used by naturalists for centuries to help heal several different ailments. It all started with the Egyptians. They used the herb to help combat the symptoms of a variety of ailments and alleviate also pain associated with illness. Today, many people use blue lotus to help them manage pain associated with chronic conditions such as arthritis, cancer, and fibromyalgia. Blue lotus is said to have psychoactive alkaloid apomorphine and luciferin as its components. It can be used to treat also gastrointestinal diseases and diarrhea, as well as dyspepsia. The reason the plant became so popular in Egypt is its primary effect of euphoria and alleviation of depression. Many people also experience a mild stimulant-like effect that encourages socialization. Blue lotus also helps in erectile dysfunction, especially when it is caused by depression, and the flower can be used to promote somnolence, also as an anti-anxiety agent and for relieving stress. This one you might know from church. It's Boswellia. Boswellia is better known in the Western world as frankincense. The oldest written document mentioning Boswellia as a drug is the papyrus Ebers that was written around 1500 BC. Ayurvedic medicine also uses different parts of the Boswellia tree for treatment of asthma, rheumatisms, dysentery, skin ailments, ulcers, blood purification, and many more. The Boswellia has anti-inflammatory, anti-arthritic, as well as pain-relieving properties. It has been used for osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, bursitis, and tendonitis. Other uses include ulcerative colitis, painful menstruation, as well as abdominal pain. It is proposed to inhibit the so-called leukotriene biosynthesis, and this leads to a reduction in white blood cells. This reduction in white blood cells and the leukocyte esterase makes Boswellia useful in rheumatoid arthritis, as a study from 2010 found out. Boswellia consumption also results in significant improvements in knee arthritis pain after only 8 weeks of treatment, as another study from 1999 found out. Other studies have shown that when combined with curcumin, the combination was superior to diclofenac when treating osteoarthritis. It has also very strong antimicrobial and antioxidant activities. And last but certainly not least is the birch tree. From an ancient time, birch tree leaves, the bark and the sap have been known for their medicinal properties. It was once called the Lady of the Woods because it can protect you from so many ailments. The leaves, for example, of the birch tree act much like cortisone, which is a prescription drug used to treat endocrine disorders, arthritis, lupus, skin diseases, autoimmune disorders, and more. A main chemical compound found in birch leaves is methyl salicylate, which is very similar to salicylic acid that is used in aspirin. It is antispasmodic, analgesic, astringent, antifungal, diuretic, detoxifying, also reduces oxidative damage to the skin, so it prevents and stops wrinkles, and enhances blood circulation. It has also been found to promote enzymatic secretions in the body, and it is truly one of the first powerful pain relievers ever used. Birch leaf has many health benefits and deals with problems such as arthritis, rheumatism, hair loss, skin rashes, urinary tract infections, and many other ailments. It contains some very powerful anti-inflammatory, astringent, laxative, and diuretic properties that are helpful in treating a variety of health problems. And birch leaves are also known to be very rich in vitamin C, flavonoids, tannins, and sesquiterpenes. The active constituents in the leaf extract include also polymeric proanthocyanidins and other phenolic compounds that are known for their anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Apart from this, birch leaf is also known for its soothing and purifying effects on the skin, and the bark of the tree contains terpene as well as betulinic acid, and those two act as valuable anti-cancer agents. It also has a wide range of biological and pharmacological activities such as anti-inflammatory, anti-malarial, anti-HIV, and anti-neoplastic. And with all that being said, I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation. If you did so, please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification button so you don't miss out on the weekly content that appears here. And share your experiences if you've taken any of those natural painkillers in the comment section below. Get a conversation going, share your experiences with the other viewers. Maybe you have other natural remedies that you have successfully used for getting rid of your acute or chronic pain conditions. Please share them all in the comment section below. If you have any questions about the most powerful combinations of those natural remedies, please contact us. We will happily advise you. And also consider supporting us directly by becoming a Patreon or making a small PayPal donation. Links are in the description box below. Your support keeps us going and is very much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. And until next time, stay healthy.